This is part 2 of our hunt for the dinosaur footprints on the Dome Plateau Trail. Join us while we look for lizards, for scorpions, for epic views, and of course, dinosaur footprints.
So we said this one's the biggest one, right?
Think?
No, I think. No, this one or the one over there?
We're trying to find these tracks again because we didn't get to find them last time because I was going off of information I'd put together online. There's no definitive waypoints for these things, nor will I publish any because it's fun that I'm having to go out again to try to find these, and it's just something cool to see. And I think if you're going to see them, go explore and make like an adventure out of it rather than just going to go see it. If you do know the coordinates to these dinosaur tracks, please don't share it on the channel. I found where these are just based off of information I found online and doing some map research, and I think I know where they're at. I'm not even sure.
The document itself is correct, and there was one, if you look at the FBI file, at the end there's like a part of it where it says that the file was also shared with another agency. That's blacked out.
If my antenna falls off and you find a place, just flash me or something, that way I know.
We actually had to make Luis's CB antenna out of baling wire, and it worked surprisingly well.
On yours or mine?
As soon as we got to camp, we noticed Starlink was in the sky. This is a satellite system from SpaceX, and if you didn't know any better, you would swear it was an imminent alien invasion. Thanks to Jesse, looking for scorpions with a blacklight has become one of our favorite things to do anytime we go and camp in the desert.
There's so many.
Nothing brings sweeter dreams like knowing there's scorpions all around you. Because we covered so much ground on the last trip, I can rule a lot of areas out, and I really think I know where these tracks are this time, but I was pretty confident last time too.
We're heading in right now. We don't have that far to go to get to them, and like I said, it's a bit of a scavenger hunt, so I put some information together, and I think I know where these things are going to be. I think it's cool to go to a park and pay for something to see fossils. It's great that they're being protected, but there's also something cool to finding some out in the middle of the desert. I personally think reptiles are beautiful. They're living dinosaurs. I'm hoping to see some collared lizards on this trip, and if I see one on the side of the road, then I'll stop and get some video of them, because the collared lizards are like the blue and yellow lizards that live out here, and they're beautiful. They're on the front of a lot of reptile books just because they're such a pretty lizard.
We have never been to this part of the Dome Plateau before, so every time we find sandstone, we get out and look around to see if the footprints are there.
Well, it looks like she's coming in here.
I was very excited to see a male collared lizard right off of the trail. The blue and green ones with the yellow heads are the males, and the lighter brown ones are the females, and these things can get up to 15 inches long. I absolutely love these animals.
All right, me and Luis found the dinosaur tracks, finally. Last time we were up here, we were like 10 miles from where we are right now.
Yeah, we were way off.
Dude, those things are huge.
Look at the step that it's taking.
Right.
You know?
He turns right here. I wonder if he used single or if it was like...
Oh no, this is a different one.
That's what I was gonna say. I wonder if they're traveling together. They really do move in herds.
So we said this one's the biggest one, right?
I think.
You think?
No, I think. No,
This
that's
one or
not
the one over there? That one's kind of
Wow, that one's big. Is it?
seems like kind of.
Dude, its toe is the size of my foot. I'm a size 12. That's crazy. That's how big its toes are. So cool.
That one's more spread out. This one's like heeled in, huh?
That one's heeled in pretty good. This one's toed in. So he might have turned. I don't know. It's interesting because we don't know really how they moved.
I'm trying to turn like this though.
So he's walking heavy into it. That one's definitely the biggest.
Which one?
This animal for sure was the biggest one.
Yeah.
That dude's a freaking monster.
Seeing these footprints in person makes you appreciate just how big these dinosaurs were. But what's even crazier is that there were dinosaurs that were way bigger than this.
We finally found the dinosaur prints. I've been waiting like 4 years to see those. Again, I'm not going to share the location of them. It's actually way easier than I expected. And the reason I've never seen them before is because the trails are different online depending on where you go to find them. From finding where they're at right now, there's probably a lot of people that have seen them. Finding those is really cool. I was very excited to see those. And yeah. I don't know, I was very excited about it. I know Luis thought it was really cool. I don't know if he was dorking out quite as hard as I was. I also think it's cool that some of the clues online are actually incorrect. So it makes it a bit of a scavenger hunt. Even though it's something small, it is fascinating to look at. I'm a size 12 boot, and those, I could almost fit 2 of my feet into one print. Those are massive animals that roam this area millions of years ago, and it's really cool that that still exists, especially with the sand here and how the sand blows across everything and tears it up. It's amazing that you're still able to see that. Blue happened to lay on top of one because she likes basking in the sun, and so I was able to really get a comparison of how big that footprint is. She's a 65-pound dog, and she laid on top of that thing, and she was basically the size of the footprint, which is just amazing. It was really cool to see that. And it feels like finally I've accomplished sort of a treasure hunt. It's really rewarding. And now, the best part of a treasure hunt on a trip like this is to find a cool camping area. So we're gonna see if Luis's truck can make it back up one of these obstacles that we came down. It's the hardest obstacle that we had to deal with.
Just both the same width, right?
I'm just watching Luis work.
This is a perfect example of why you want a rear locking differential at the very least.
So,
If you haven't armored the underside of your
So
vehicle,
close.
don't ever be
Okay.
afraid to stack up some rocks. This is steeper than it looks, and because Luis doesn't have a rear locker, I'm going to give him a light tug to get him up on top of this ledge.
Well, time to sell it and get an FJ.
Dude, a rear locker would get you up that shit, no problem. Just a rear, you don't need both.
That was pretty somewhat gnarly, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Which, for not having a locker, I mean, that wasn't that bad at all. She's need a little assistance. If you had skid plates or something, you could probably try sending it up, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Romp it a little bit.
That noise was worse than it sounded. If you own a Ranger, consider trimming your exhaust. All of the campsites we found were just as exposed as this one is. And of course, as soon as we backtracked and got here, the wind died down. But after a long day, I'll take what I can get.
What's the best light for
One of the best things about finding a good campsite is a victory cocktail and enjoying the sunset. I can confidently say that out of all of my upgrades, my electrical system and my refrigerator are by far the most used. Cold drinks, ice, and no concerns about it ever turning off. Luis and I are going to have some breakfast, some coffee, and unfortunately, go our separate ways. It's always bittersweet waking up on the last day of a trip. I always want to be out here longer, and so unfortunately, it's time to go home. So we're going to pack up, head out of here. It was a successful trip other than we spent all day yesterday looking for a campsite that didn't have wind because the wind started picking up really bad. We had to resort to a flat spot that we camped at the first night, and then the wind just died off anyway. But it was an awesome trip. It was really fun to get out here even though it was just a weekend. It was better than being inside and being stuck at the house. We found the dinosaur tracks. They weren't quite as hidden as I thought they were. They're kind of blocked off, but because of the way all the trails are online, it was a little difficult to find them because you can't just follow one of the trails, and I don't want to tell you which one it is exactly because it was fun going to find that. A couple weeks ago when we were out here, we kind of laid the groundwork of where the dinosaur tracks were not, so it was easy to find where they were. But it was a fun scavenger hunt. It was really fun finding them. I've waited so long to see it. We're gonna have more adventure trips coming up really soon. So thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Subscribe, it really helps the channel out tremendously. And until next time, we'll have more videos coming soon. Thanks, guys. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that like button.